Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Philip Kaufman, filling in for Julia Wiegand. We start off tonight in Schuylkill County, where a house was leveled by fire. Firefighters from both Schuylkill and a neighboring county were called to the residence on Trenton Road in Delano. The house was destroyed by the flames, and the fire crews worked to keep it from spreading to a nearby property. There's no report of any injuries or word on what might have caused that afternoon fire in Schuylkill County. The Hanover Area School District will be returning to online learning, and several athletic events were postponed due to confirmed COVID-19 cases. Superintendent Nathan Barrett said yesterday that sporting events were put on hold as a precautionary measure. That's including tonight's football game between the Hawkeyes and Wilkes-Barre area's Wolfpack. Two of the school's athletic programs were affected by the virus, though they aren't being identified at this time. School officials announced today that not only will students go back to online learning, the district will be reverting from the yellow schedule back to red. Lunches will be distributed on Monday and Wednesdays, while students work from home for the remainder of October. Schuylkill County's been seeing an uptick in coronavirus cases, resulting in quarantines at two different school districts. North Schuylkill School District announced Thursday that a positive case was confirmed at the high school, resulting in 39 students being placed under quarantine. Also this week, the Blue Mountain School District announced that a middle school student tested positive for the virus, which ended up placing 23 people in quarantine. Come Thursday, a staff member tested positive at Blue Mountain, resulting in 8 people being placed in quarantine. Both districts conducted extensive contact tracing and notified all who may have been exposed. The Hazleton Area School District's on a mission to get computers into the hands of students studying remotely. One of the obstacles the district's been facing is supply and demand. The computers are selling out before the board can vote to purchase them. Superintendent Brian Uplinger said that computer prices are also increasing due to high demand. The district receives $660,000 through CARES Act grant that must be spent by the end of the year. It also purchased nearly 5,000 Chromebooks back in the spring for students working remotely during the pandemic, but the goods have yet to be delivered. School officials also suggested buying upgraded computers for about 800 teachers throughout the district and give the used ones to the students that need them. Some students in the Weatherly Area School District will be returning to in-person classes next week. Pre-K to second grade students are returning to in-person classes on Monday. Students in grades 3 through 6 will return October 26th, and 7th through 12th graders are expected to head back to their classrooms by November 9th. The Weatherly Area School Board voted last night to bring back some of their support staff that were temporarily furloughed back in August due to the pandemic. Employees are said to be getting called back as needed. A husband allegedly fired a bullet at his wife during a domestic dispute last Friday. A woman told police in Hazleton that 28-year-old Joshua Silvasanta grabbed a gun and fired a round at her while they were arguing. Officers took him into custody and charged him with aggravated assault, reckless endangerment, and simple assault. He was denied bail October 3rd by a magisterial judge that cited him as a danger to society. Governor Tom Wolf's working to protect the Affordable Care Act amid the pandemic and a possible Supreme Court nomination. As the U.S. Senate Judiciary Committee hearings to confirm conservative Judge Amy Coney Barrett to the Supreme Court begin next week, Governor Tom Wolf is calling to protect the Affordable Care Act and provide health care for all.
There is a looming threat hanging over the heads of everybody in this country, and not to mention everybody in Pennsylvania. And that is the threat that the Supreme Court could rule that the Affordable Care Act is unconstitutional. And if they do that, that act is going to go away. If we lose the Affordable Care Act, clearly this is going to be devastating for the individuals who, for the last 10 years, have actually seen an increase in their options when it comes to insurance.
Representative Carol Hill Evans joined the governor at the event, vowing to protect the ACA for her constituents.
I appreciate the opportunity to speak here today on the importance of the Affordable Care Act and health care as a right for all, regardless of pre-existing conditions or how much you earn. The proposed system that would replace the Affordable Care Act would benefit corporate shareholders rather than our health and wellness.
Governor Wolf stressed that during a pandemic when our nation is facing a highly contagious airborne virus that spreads rapidly when people gather together, it is extremely concerning that every Pennsylvanian doesn't have access to health coverage.
The other thing is that before the Affordable Care Act, again, the emergency room was our place of treatment. And it's an expensive place. And it was no accident that before the Affordable Care Act, and we're getting better, but we're still the most expensive developed nation in the world when it comes to health care. The most expensive. And our outcomes are below average. I think we're 7% higher than the OECD average, and our outcomes are less.
The governor also called on Senator Pat Toomey to hold his own precedent when he said that around an election, the Supreme Court nominee should be chosen by the victor of the presidential election.
Let's ask our Senator, Pat Toomey, to do what he said was right back in 2016, when there was 11 months between the time to choose a new person for the Supreme Court, new justice, and the election. And he said, I don't think it's right to vote ahead of the election, 11 months ahead of the election. Let the American people decide who they want for their president, and then let that president do the nominations.
Now more than ever, it's important to consider getting a flu shot, especially during the COVID-19 health crisis. Our Julie Stefanovich has some tips for you.
As flu season approaches, the Department of Health urges residents to get their vaccine, especially as the COVID-19 pandemic continues. Health officials say that every flu season is different, but this one leaves a lot of unknowns.
One thing we do know is that the flu vaccine works and protects you from becoming sick. Flu vaccines are already available for the 2020-2021 flu season, which officially started September 27th.
The vaccine is the best way to protect against the flu, and this year both nasal spray and shots are available to those 6 months of age and older.
And it is safe to go to your doctor's office, pharmacy, local walk-in clinic, or grocery store to get your flu vaccine.
Getting the vaccine not only protects you, but those around you. It's also important to know that symptoms of the flu and COVID-19 are similar. Testing may be needed to confirm the diagnosis.
It is possible for people to get influenza and COVID-19 at the same time, but so far there's not a lot known about these co-infections. And if co-infection will increase the severity of either disease.
Symptoms of the flu include fever, headache, cough, congestion, sore throat, and body aches. In order to keep healthy, medical professionals recommend that you follow health and safety guidelines.
Keep wearing your mask, keep washing your hands frequently, and socially distance. This helps to limit COVID, and it should also lessen the spread of influenza.
You can check with your primary care provider or call your pharmacy about where to get your annual flu vaccine. Reporting for Wyln News, I'm Julie Stefanovich.
Coming up on Wyln News, 7 new members in the Wilkes-Barre Police Advisory Committee, plus some spooktacular family fun weekends coming up for you at Knoebels. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the Wyln Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
My name is Charlie. I am 8, and the forecast for tomorrow is sunny.
This is a parable about the hummingbird. One time there was this terrible forest fire, and all the animals gathered around and was watching their homes burn down, and they were devastated, completely and utterly in despair. Along came a hummingbird, saw the fire, and took one look at it, and flew quickly over to a lake and got a drop of water. He flew back and did this over and over again and dropped the water onto the fire. All the animals were watching the hummingbird and said to him, "What are you doing? You have such a small beak. Why would you even try? What do you think you're doing?" And the hummingbird turned around and looked at them and said, "I'm doing simply what I can." So folks, I know there's lots of craziness in this world and problems out there, but remember, just always do what you can. Feel good, friends.
It's okay that everybody ignores me when I drive. It's fine, because I get a safe driving bonus check every 6 months I'm accident-free. Because I don't use my cell phone when I'm driving, even though my family does and leaves me all alone. Here's something else. I don't share it with Mom. Right, Mom? I have a brand new putter you don't even know about. It's awesome.
Safe driving bonus checks only from Allstate. Switching to Allstate is worth it.
Visit your local Allstate agent, the McNeilis Agency in Hazleton at 1092 North Church Street, or in Hometown in the Hometown Village Square.
Wilkes-Barre Mayor George Brown appointed 7 members to the city's newly formed Police Advisory Committee. The all-volunteer unpaid panel includes the 7 individuals, as well as Brown himself and Police Chief Joe Coffey, who will sit on the panel as advisors and non-voting members. Board members will be open to the public and advertised ahead of time. It was back in June that Mayor Brown announced his intentions for the advisory committee, as well as a new body camera initiative. Then in July, the mayor released board member guidelines, which includes making recommendations to the mayor after gathering and analyzing information on officers and supervisory training and education programs. Other duties include departmental general orders and policies, as well as reports on law enforcement interactions with the general public. President Donald Trump's looking to hold a rally in Florida this Saturday and says he might hold one the following night in the Keystone State. While speaking with Fox News last night, the president mentioned his desire to hold rallies once again, after his doctor said he fully anticipates a safe return can be made to public engagements. President Trump's eager to return to the campaign trail after polls reported he's trailing both nationally and in key battleground states. The president's expecting to take another COVID-19 test this Friday, a week after he flew to Walter Reed National Military Medical Center to receive treatment for the coronavirus. The Pennsylvania State Police announced their confiscation numbers for 2020's third quarter. Troopers confiscated nearly $13.4 million worth of illicit drugs. From July to September, PSP seized more than 58 pounds of cocaine, street valued at nearly $1.3 million, along with more than 32 pounds of heroin and fentanyl. As part of the drug take-back program, state police also collected 1,593 pounds of prescription and other medication. 65 drug take-back boxes currently sit at PSP stations throughout the Commonwealth. More information can be found by visiting psp.pa.gov. Trick or treat yourself to some fall family fun as Knoebels adds the final touches to their Hollow Fun 2020 weekends. The amusement resort's prepping to welcome visitors back for some Halloween fun this Friday. Knoebels plans to carry over the same health and safety guidelines from their official season for their Hollow Fun weekends. Face coverings are required, social distancing is a must in the park and on rides, and 150 hand sanitizing stations surround the park. Guests can purchase pay-one price plans for their nearly 40 available rides and take part in a new free scavenger hunt for children. Hollow Fun at Knoebels Amusement Resort will run every weekend this month, Friday to Sunday, until November 1st. Coming up on Salem Township's News Choice, your week in review, plus your Luzerne County Furry Friends of the Week. Stay with us.
I'm State Representative Tara Toohill. At the beginning of the pandemic, I created the COVID-19 task force. We made sure that we did not run out of ventilators and never ran out of hospital beds. I worked to stabilize our food supplies. I sounded the alarm for our seniors dying in nursing homes and fought until the governor made their lives a priority. I am honored to work for you. Please allow me to continue our fight.
On November 3rd, vote Tara Toohill.
Penn State Hazleton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
CARES has immediate openings for life-sharing providers to mentor and provide care in their homes for an adult with intellectual disabilities.
Chris and I have known each other for 10 years, and it was suggested to us that we might want to try life sharing. We have done that, and it's worked well for us.
I like the experience life share gives me in that companionship.
If you would like to learn more, call CARES at 866-CARES-VIP.
Injured at work? No money coming in? You tighten your belt again and again. Call the Belt Law Firm. We work hard when you can't work at all. Don't buckle under pressure. Call Belt Law in Hazleton and Kingston.
Two Italian Guys Pizzeria. 3 West Diamond Avenue in Hazleton has all your favorites, from pizza, hoagies, salads, entrees, wings, and sides. Always made with the freshest ingredients. Call them at 570-459-2783.
Monday. Police in Wilkes-Barre were called to West North Street near Darling Street around midnight for report of a shooting that left 1 man dead and 2 women injured. The 2 injured women were taken to the hospital, while the other victim, identified as Carlos Taffanelli of Paterson, New Jersey, was pronounced dead at the scene by the Luzerne County Coroner's Office. Police say the shooting was not a random act and declared it a homicide that afternoon. However, they clarified that the public was not in any danger. A warrant was later issued for the arrest of 20-year-old Dazon Turner of Tannersville, who ended up turning himself in Wednesday and is awaiting a preliminary arraignment. An investigation revealed that Turner was in a relationship with one of the shooting victims, identified as Jamie Lynn Giraldo. Taffanelli and Jamie Lynn's mother, Liliana Giraldo, was also shot during the incident when she came to pick up Jamie Lynn after she was involved in a domestic argument with Turner. Tuesday. Friends, family, and fellow police officers and firefighters gathered Monday night at City View Park to welcome 3 new faces to Hazleton's police force and its first female to the fire crew. Diana Barna, who was already a volunteer, was sworn in, making history as the first female firefighter to become sworn in for the city of Hazleton. HPD swore in Linaldi Rodriguez, Kevin Lantigua, and Matthew Sutton to their patrol division. Promotions included Mario Howie, Eric Hernandez, and Ryan Mariano. We here at Wyln congratulate all who were sworn in or promoted Monday night and thank them for their service to the city of Hazleton. Wednesday. 2 people were taken to the hospital following a fire Tuesday evening in West Hazleton. Firefighters responded to 118 East Green Street just before 7 Tuesday evening for reported structure fire. Flames could be seen coming from the residence and were quickly contained to the rear porch. The homeowner sustained burn injuries, while 2 neighbors suffered from smoke inhalation. A fire marshal was called to the scene and ruled the fire accidental. There's still no word at this time on the victims that were taken to the hospital for treatment or their conditions. Thursday. An Interstate 81 crash claimed the lives of 2 people Wednesday night in Lackawanna County. A car and tractor trailer were involved in the accident near the Montage Mountain exit in Moosic. I-81 was shut down for nearly 5 hours before reopening Thursday morning around 7. According to the coroner, 32-year-old Chaz Bastone of Dixon City and 26-year-old Raven Lee of Philadelphia were killed in the crash. An Akita named Diamond went missing during the crash as well. State police were on scene investigating that fatal accident in Lackawanna County. Friday. A house was leveled by fire in Schuylkill County. Firefighters from both Schuylkill and a neighboring county were called to the residence on Trenton Road in Delano. The house was destroyed by the flames, and fire crews worked to keep it from spreading to a nearby property. There's no report of any injuries or word on what may have caused that afternoon fire in Schuylkill County. That's it for your week in review here on WYLN News.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Have an electrical problem? Call the Wire Guys. Need lights installed? Call the Wire Guys. Anything and everything electrical, big or small. Our rigorously trained licensed electricians are fully screened, always on time, work neat, clean, and thorough. The Wire Guys. We're here 24/7, 365. All of our work is guaranteed 100%. When you need electrical work, you need
Wire Guys. If you're looking for an affordable pre-owned car or truck, Jura's Auto Sales has a great lineup of clean, dependable, and quality vehicles. Stop in 610 North Broad Street, West Hazelton, 570-454-7229.
At Grand Central, our family has been supplying your family with quality brand name furniture, mattresses, and appliances for over 3 generations. Whether you choose from our excellent selection of Lazy Boy, Catnapper, or England furniture, or from our fantastic selection of Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattresses, we guarantee total comfort in every room of your home.
With expert advice, everyday low prices, plus interest-free financing for up to 60 months.
From our family to your family.
Grand Central in Hazelton. Everything to make your house a home.
In life, some things just go together, like a burger and fries, and home and auto insurance from State Farm. Combine and save.
In Hazelton, talk to State Farm agent Pete Keselika.
If you've been thinking about adopting a pet, well, there's no time like the present. So check out the SPCA of Luzerne County for all breeds, shapes, and sizes of pets. The shelter's got some real cuties for you to check out this week. Everyone, meet Brindle and Twilight. These adult female Labrador Retriever mixes are not only fun-loving, they're also sisters. The pair's joined at the hip and they love each other so much that they must remain together. Up next, got milk? Well, then here's Oreo. She's an adult female tuxedo cat who loves to be petted while sitting on your lap. So be sure to check out this trio and all the other animals currently looking for their forever homes. The shelter's still adopting out new best friends amid the pandemic, so be sure to call 570-825-4111. Penn State football is back, and WYLN TV's proud to once again bring you the Blue-White Tailgate Show. Thanks to our WHVL-TV friends over at the State College, we'll be kicking off the show October 23rd. Steve Jones, Jay Paterno, and Todd Sadowski will have the in-depth analysis and breakdowns of both the Nittany Lions and their upcoming opponents. Jay Paterno will take you inside the film room to analyze all the key plays and formations that could decide the game day outcome. So channel your inner Nittany Lion and join us right here October 23rd to get your favorite fill of NCAA football. Our WYLN sports crew is gearing up to bring you game number 5 of the 2020 high school football season. We kick off with some live Cougar Bulldog action tomorrow night at 7 for the rescheduled Hazelton-Berwick matchup. Tune in for your now Saturday night fill of Marty Burns, Joe DeMelfi, and our WYLN sports crew, bringing you the event, not just the highlights. No plans tomorrow night? No problem. Got some? Well, cancel them. Instead, tune in for your weekly dose of high school football and all the live, local action right here on WYLN TV. And that's the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest on our Facebook page or at WYLNTV.com, where you can also find LVHN's real facts about COVID-19. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next, right here on WYLN TV.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
Sacco Chiropractic, East Broad Street in Hazleton, has the health care you've been waiting for. Whether it's a chronic issue or something new, Sacco Chiropractic has the most up-to-date techniques and therapies to help with any ailment. From his days of playing football with the Cougars and then in college, Dr. Scott Sacco has an elite understanding of sports injuries and how to correct them. Whether you are an athlete, a weekend warrior, or a grandmother, we can help with multiple issues. Call today to see why relief is super, man. 570-497-4150.
BLB Auto Sales, a division of Barbush Automotive. BLB has deals that can't be beat. They carry trucks, vans, SUVs, sedans, and sports cars, and all at the lowest prices. Barbush Automotive can handle all vehicle repairs since they do it all. Check out their specials: oil change and filter, just $19.95. Alignment, $49.95. Professional and good people. Call 570-454-7571.
Injured at work? No money coming in? You tighten your belt again and again. Call the Belt Law Firm. We work hard when you can't work at all. Don't buckle under pressure. Call Belt Law in Hazleton and Kingston.